Welcome to another episode of the Tobago House of Assembly's Post-Executive Council Media Briefing. This week, the Secretary of Tourism and Transportation, Tracy Davison Celestine, and the Secretary of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment, Godwin Adams, addressed to the media.
The Republic Day Regatta 2016. This event has been ongoing for the past 6 years, and when I say 6 years consecutively, it began in 2009. It's been hosted by the division in collaboration or in conjunction with other community groups and the Roxborough community in particular, together with other neighboring communities. The venue for this event is the Roxborough Fish Facility compound, which is located at the Roxborough Jetty. That specific area is better known as the boatyard. The event starts at 9 a.m. and concludes at 5 p.m. Activities on the day includes pirogue races in various categories of engine power, and they are as follows: 55 to 65 horsepower, 75 to 95 horsepower, and 100 to 150 horsepower. There will also be powerboat racing, and this will be in the category of 60 to 80 miles per hour boats. Events as swimming races will also be entertained. Knot tying race, which will be involving the fishermen. Fish dressing challenge, which also will be, in a sense, the preparation of the fish for marketing purposes. This event is being managed, and the emergency management plan was done in collaboration with the Tobago Emergency Management Authority, the Tobago Emergency Medical Services, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Services, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, and lifeguards, our own lifeguards here in Tobago. All these entities will be present at the function. There would be benefits deriving out of such an event, and it sort of celebrates the commemoration of Republic Day, whereby residents of Roxborough and environs can call their own. This event they can call their very own. The residents of Roxborough and Tobago on a whole can have a greater appreciation for the fishermen that ply the trade around the island or in that specific area. There is also economic benefits that would be derived from that activity there, which we have vendors plying the trade out there, and we expect that the turnout will be immense so that we can have everyone leaving there satisfied with what they would have accomplished from that event. Another area that I must make mention of is the official start of the hunting season. The hunting season will start or commence on October 1st, 2016, and will end on February 28, 2017. The Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment urges all farmers or all the hunters to respect the law at all times, and we wish them a happy and safe and profitable season in hunting. The division also asks that the hunters cooperate with the laws and the regulation by submitting their data forms on time. These hunters are given a form that they can list the different types of animals that they would have caught. The minister would have mentioned sometime recently that there should be an increase in the cost of permits. The permits were $20, and he wanted to increase, or he's suggesting that the increase goes up to $100, takes the permit up to $100. I personally, or the division, does not have any problem with the suggestion, because it's not out of sync then with whatsoever the cost is, because we are talking to a cost that is one-off, that takes you throughout the year. It's not the cost per animal, it's the cost per permit. So he was suggesting that $100 be the new cost to a permit. As I said, no problem with that. It is also, I also feel that the selling price of approximately $400 per animal is something that is very high, and you're talking about one animal, and the $100 that the minister is speaking of is the period, for the period. We just came out of what the Caribbean Bee Conference. I guess that you all will know about the Caribbean Bee Conference. Well, it's the 8th Caribbean Bee Conference, which was held at the Rovenels Resort. It was held from the 12th to the 16th of September 2016. The Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment was co-host of that function. And together with the Association of Caribbean Bee Organization and the Tobago Apiculture Society, the Chief Secretary, the Secretary of Finance, and my good self spoke at that event, and we were well received. The conference was a tremendous success and was attended by over 140 delegates from throughout the Caribbean and international regions. As a matter of fact, we had delegates coming from Mauritius, way over on the other side of the world. We're talking about over on the Indian Ocean area and beyond. The division intends to develop the sector by fostering a closer relationship with the Apiculture Society. The division also focuses on increasing the apiaries on the island. There are, at present, 28 beekeepers in Tobago, but most are concentrated in the southwest. We have a few in the east and the central areas of Tobago, but we have the majority of beekeepers in the Southwest. The division will push to expand the east, northeastern area, the east and northeastern areas of Tobago from Roxborough to Charlottesville and across Castara, Bloody Bay, and lands for me to get people more involved in beekeeping. 2 officers from the division were trained in queen bee rearing by an expert coming out of Europe, England to be exact. They are now in a position to assist in the increase in the population of queen bees, which we as a division will supply to beekeepers, which will also lead to the increased production of honey on the island. As Secretary of the Division, I would have believed that the aim of the conference was achieved. The aim was to increase the production of high quality honey for which you all would know that Tobago is well known for. So that will the increase in the queen bees and the increase in honey and the development of what we consider as pollinator zones throughout Tobago will see that beekeeping be given will be brought to the forefront. I am sure that you all would like to know something about the sargassum, right? The sargassum was not as prolific as years gone by. However, there was some that came onto our shores, and we would have managed that process properly. We also can monitor the movement of the sargassum now that we have systems, the IT systems that can afford us the opportunity to forecast the movement of the sargassum. We want to indicate to the public that we are going to do everything possible to ensure that sargassum does not give us that undue pressure as was given to us in some years gone by. I will also like to indicate to you that the new board of the EMA was involved in a meeting with the Chief Secretary and the Secretary of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment, and other officers of the Tobago House of Assembly. The main thrust of that meeting was as one of what you consider a courtesy call on the Chief Secretary. However, it took the opportunity to talk to the setting up of the EMA office in Tobago. This office will give us get us in a better position to administer EMA activities in Tobago, where we have like CCs and these other areas applications that citizens of Tobago will surely want to have, because it is necessary for them to do construction work or to have work done in the Tobago landscape. Further talks will be engaged with the EMA and the officials of the Tobago House of Assembly to see how best, and this will be done within the next 2 weeks, and this will lead to a method of approach to the implementation of the office in Tobago. After these discussions, it is expected that the officers, the office will be properly manned and that they are better able to serve the Tobago public.
I would want to put on the table first and foremost that there is a team comprising representatives from the Tobago Chamber, mainly from the private sector and even the media, who are in Grenada as we speak, and they are hosted by the Sandals group. They will experience firsthand what Sandals has to offer to the destinations, starting with Grenada being the newest product on the market. They will experience that, and they will be able to inform the decision-making process going forward. I would want to endorse the sentiments expressed by all who were present at the Sandals Consultation, that it was in fact a very successful first meeting with the public. They would have had the opportunity to see via a presentation what Sandals has to offer and the potential for economic benefits to a destination as small as ours called Tobago. For me, I took away quite a number of different points that can easily be communicated to the Tobago market. One, I mean, we have to look at the linkages that are possible across the different sectors. The agribusiness, they will benefit if Sandals is to consider Tobago. Manufacturing business as well, they will also benefit because from the model in Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados, Sandals coming in would have been a catalyst to the development of even those sectors and, making linkages as much as possible. And also we have to look at the formalization and the lifting of the standard of many of our tour operators here on the island. We continue to be plagued with challenges from the tour operators. Many of you I'm sure, attest when you go down to Storby or even Pigeon Point, the kind of feeling you get when you try to purchase a ticket to board the boat to go over to the Nyland Pool. And if it is that Sandals is to come here, of course, for them to ply their trade, they would have to have a formal a structure, one that treats with contract, one that has to do with the lifting of their standards so that they can be more predictability going forward in terms of their service. Because, of course, Sandals can be a significant game changer for all of us. Sandals allows Tobago an opportunity to compete in the North American market. Currently, our greatest market share comes from the European market. We have been trying to tap into the North American market for some time now. We have been trying to negotiate with airlines from the North American market, WestJet, Air Canada, so to speak, to fly to Tobago. That has not happened yet, and we believe that with a brand like Sandals, who has a significant reputation in the North American market, we can easily be able to access that and even open up romance as a niche for the destination as well. Across Sandals, they marry about 8,000 persons on a yearly basis, and Tobago, with its beauty, can benefit from all of that. I want to applaud Sandals even for their corporate social responsiveness programs that speaks to working with communities, that speaks to contributing to communities. There are significant contributions that they can make to communities throughout Tobago, and I would really want to see them coming in and giving that kind of support to communities here as well. And then training and human resource development is also a very important part of the Sandals model. We can see almost immediately a lifting of the service delivery standards. We can see training to our human resources, those who would want to work in the hospitality and the service industry, because Sandals has a very robust training program, and one that is recognized not only across the Caribbean but internationally as well. So those are some of the points that I took away from the meeting, and I wanted to share them with the Tobagonians. The meeting, as I said, was a very successful one. It allowed not only the members of the Tobago House of Assembly, but the stakeholders who were present to ask questions about the concept, to question, the benefits that can be accrued to any economy as a result of Sandals coming in. When you listen to the Barbados case, the St. Lucia case, all of them would have seen significant increases, whether it's in employment, whether it is in tourist arrivals to the destination, whether it is marketing for the destination. All of them would have seen that as a result of Sandals coming to their particular destination. And I want to remind our people that it is a concept that was put forward to us. Sandals would have come, they would have been invited to look at Tobago and the possibilities. They love what they have seen, and so they have presented a concept to us to say, hey, we like what we see here in Tobago, we are interested, we want to hear your views going forward. And so that is where we are at this point. We have no specifics, not in terms of the number of rooms. There are possibilities that if there are minimum and some maximum numbers in order to make things to benefit from the advantages of scale, economies of scale rather. But we have no specifics to date. The meeting agreed that Sandals is a real possibility, and so we expect that over the next few months we will continue to have discussions with Sandals. As recent as last week, the Division of Tourism and Transportation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and the TDC, would have partnered to attend the State of the Industry Conference, which was held in Barbados. And the State of the Industry Conference is a premier tourism event hosted by the Caribbean Tourism Organization that allows destinations the opportunity to socialize, to network, but most importantly, to familiarize themselves with new trends, competitiveness information, and statistics on what has been happening with tourism throughout the Caribbean region, and most importantly, internationally. At the State of the Industry Conference, there were a number of major highlights. Of course, we were able to benefit from the keynote address, which was done by Mr. Adam Stewart, who was recently here to hold discussions with the Tobago House of Assembly and the stakeholders. That is the CEO of the Sandals brand. Trinidad and Tobago would have participated in the election to select the new CTO chairman, who is now the Minister of Tourism, Obadiah Welch-Combe, Minister of Tourism in Bahamas. And also we had the opportunity to participate in the Junior Minister of Tourism Youth Congress debate, and I must congratulate our participant for placing second in the Caribbean Tourism Organization competition. Arrivals to Tobago during the period January to August 2016. Total arrivals to Tobago is so far recorded at 705,647 passengers, and this is up by a slight 0.04% when compared to the same period in 2015, which was 705,374 passengers. Of the passengers that visited the island in 2016, the research from the Division of Tourism and Transportation indicates 46% were transported via the domestic air bridge, 44% by the inter-island ferry service, 3% via international flights, and 7% via cruise ships. And then we have the yacht arrivals. Passenger arrivals via the inter-island ferry for the 8-month period was 3,111,607 passengers compared to 3,009,570, or we would have seen an increase of 0.6% of those passengers traveling on the inter-island ferry. And of course, we know that we have some challenges there because the Port Authority has been experiencing challenges with its vessel over the past few months. To date, Caribbean Airlines accounts for almost 46% of the total number of visitors coming to Tobago. 327,641 passengers to date have traveled to Tobago using Caribbean Airlines relative to 843,000 in 2015. So we are seeing a slight decline in terms of passengers traveling on Caribbean Airlines of about 2% when compared to 2015. Direct international passenger arrivals for January to August, we are seeing a small decline as well of 11%, but it should be noted that although there was an overall decline in our international arrival figures, and that is as a result of what has happened with Monarch and Apollo, as I would have indicated in previous times, there is an overall increase. There is a steady improvement in arrivals with growth rates being recorded for the past 4 consecutive months. And so the highest level of growth was recorded in July at 23.6%. And so while we are seeing a small decline in terms of international arrivals, we are also seeing an increase in total passenger arrivals to the destination. The Blue Food Festival will run on the Sunday, 16th October 2016 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the coastal village of Bloody Bay will once again be the destination of choice for food lovers. Of course, we know that culinary festivals attract quite a lot of persons to a destination, and Tobago would, of course, want to see quite a number of visitors coming to our shores, whether they are domestic or international. And so we again partnering with the communities of Lansamy, Bloody Bay, Palatavere, and the Castara to host the Blue Food Festival, which will take place on October 2016 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we would have seen how the Blue Food Festival was ranked very highly and rated by CNN as one of the world's best food festivals. And we are celebrating 18 years, and we have observed that the festival continues to involve. Of importance to us is getting persons to come to the destination for at least 2 nights and more to witness the Blue Food Festival, and also to ensure that we provide an opportunity, an entrepreneurial opportunity for the residents of those communities, so to speak. We are in preparations to receive 2 new flights. One commences on November 13th, directly out of Manchester, England, and then November 12th from Munich. And those flights will be shared with Barbados and will come to Tobago. The Division of Tourism and Transportation has been working hand in hand with the airlines and our international representatives to market the destination in a particular way so that we can have full flights coming to destination Tobago. So we have been working with the international tour operators, working with the international trade partners, all in an interest to increase the tourist arrivals to Tobago. We have several campaigns that we have started rolling out. They have several objectives. One, to build awareness of the Tobago brand. Also to ensure that we are able to target as many publications to generate awareness of the new service, both Thomas Cook and Condor, that will be flying to Tobago during that particular period.
Thank you for staying with us for the Tobago House of Assembly's Post-Executive Council Media Briefing for the week ending September 24th, 2016.